Hey guys, welcome back to the Talk It Up Clips page. For those of you that have not subscribed to this Clips channel, but have subscribed to the other channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button at the bottom of this video. Today we are celebrating 10 full episodes of Talk It Up, and to celebrate with you guys, I have put together some of my favorite moments from episode 1 to 10. I hope some of these moments were yours too. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to hit that like button, share it as well, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So let's kick it off, guys. Check it out. Do you remember that song? It was like, I was getting some head. Do you remember that song?
I remember that. I think that was pretty hot when I first moved to Dallas.
I remember the radio version. This is how I always remember.
Yeah.
Because the radio's like, we can't say head.
Yeah.
And then they put out a version, and it was like, I was getting some, and it's like they played out, I was getting some, like that was the edited version. Yeah, and I was like listening to the radio, and I'm like, oh my god, like if my parents hear the edited version, they're gonna be upset. I better play the real version because I don't think they know what head means.
Yeah.
Because I want to be social, I'll specifically ask someone for a lighter. This is a trick for anyone listening. If you're learning how to make friends and you are a smoker, I'm not encouraging anyone to start smoking. But if you're at a party, I would always ask someone for a lighter, and I have a lighter. Because I'm like, how do I interact with you? Go outside, there's other people out there, right? I'm like, and you don't want to ask for a cigarette because everyone hates that guy.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I would tell them, hey, do you guys have a lighter? Oh, you do? Cool, thank you. How are you guys doing tonight? It's the easiest way to like talk to people real quick. And maybe they're
really
weird.
Think about this stuff all the time?
Do I?
Yeah.
I don't think about it.
Like when you walk outside, you're literally like, I'm gonna go get a lighter, even though I have a lighter. Like you think about those things.
No, well, I'm not always smoking. And so it's like,
you know what I mean though?
Yes. I think my intuition is how do I meet the people around me? Yeah.
All right, guys, coming up to the stage, we got Candy. Candy up, stage 1.
Karen, doing a backflip.
All right, for the next 30 minutes, we got dollar dances. Gentlemen, pull out them dollars.
One of my friends convinced me to go to one, and I think it was El Paso. I don't know if it still exists. But they were like, it was like a regular strip club, right? And then out of nowhere, the DJ was like, are you guys ready? Like one of those things. And they're like, it's power hour or something. Yeah. And these chicks climbed up to the roof. And they're flipping, dude. And I forgot they were naked, dog. I was like, damn, like, that's impressive as fuck, dude. Like, damn, power hour. What the fuck? Like they come up to you and you're like, oh, she's gonna fucking try to get some money out of me.
Yeah, that's probably why I don't.
Girl
like
sat on me, and I was like, hey, and I literally didn't have any money, which like you shouldn't be at a strip club if you don't have money. Yeah. By the way, so it's my own fault. But I was like, hey, I don't want anything. And she goes, it's all good, sweetie, and licks my face and like walked away. And I was like, God damn it! Like I was just like, fuck this place, dude. Yes. And I was scared that she was gonna charge me for that lick, man. I'm like, damn, like is that like 25 cents or something? Like how much is a face lick? I thought she was gonna come back with a bounce like he owes me a nickel or some weird shit. I'm like, damn. If I was a male stripper, if some chick had $1 in her mouth, I would get out. Like I just, fives and above.
That goes over there.
I hope you never kill me.
Okay.
I hope you never kill anyone. But if you had to kill someone, if you knew, if a guy came down and he's like, I could tell the future, you have to kill someone. It's the only way you get into heaven or wherever. I know it's a weird thing. Wherever you're gonna go, wherever the afterlife is, you just have to do it. Well, how do you think you would do it?
I wouldn't personally choose to torture a person, right? If I was gonna do it, I would do it very quickly, like with a gun or something very quick and easy, right?
Do you think you would go gun then?
Yeah, probably.
Do you think that you could shoot someone like to kill them, like in the head? Are you capable of that?
Maybe, I don't know. I'd clean it out real good. Stab someone? That's a little bit more visceral. I thought.
Think you could light someone on fire?
No, that's terrible.
Damn, that'd be a tough one, huh?
Yeah.
I for sure can never stab someone, and I'd like to think I could, right? So stabbing is ruled out. Yeah. Even if it's like a sword, I feel like I could. Not that that's like an option. I don't even think I could sword somebody.
Even if
I thought maybe I could shoot someone. We'll put gun as a maybe, knife as a no. But then I got to the next one, and I'm like, ding, ding, ding. I think I could poison someone. Where do you even buy poison? Because it's not like a packet, like a skull and bones, like it says poison on it. I know that you can kill someone with antifreeze or Drano, like by pouring in there. Because I thought about fire, like I could set someone on fire in their home. I don't even know how to like start a fire in my backyard for fun. Like I don't think I could light. So knowing me, I like light a fire, and the wind would blow it out. And I'm like, damn it! And they would like call the cops, and I get arrested for arson. And I'd be in prison like a bitch trying to click up. They're like, "What'd you in here for? Murder? What about you, Will?" I tried to start a fire, but the wind blew it out. Without drowning, I don't think I could physically drown someone.
No, that's
I could. I did think I could tie like a weight to someone's foot and throw them off in the ocean. I could probably do that.
I mean, you could use something that's very, very sturdy, like a chain, right? I mean, you could chain somebody's legs to something heavy, and that would not break. No
It's like a
yeah.
really nice chain and like a block of cement. You think it would be good?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I can't believe we're breaking this down right now, dude.
Visceral thing.
I think
to
I
think
settled
about.
on poison. If I had to kill someone, I think I might try to poison them. But I found a guy that said, "Hey, you looking for work?" He wrote me on Craigslist.
Wow.
And this must be like 5 years ago, so I must be like 25. And I was like, yeah, like he's like, hey, well, and it seemed normal. He was like, hey, I have some cleaning stuff I need to like around my house. Like if you want to come clean my house,
Yeah.
I could pay you some money. I got there and it was like a guy who's nice and he was friendly. And I'm in here, just kind of dust some stuff, whatever you need. Come in here, vacuum these floors, mop it all up, move these plants over here. And that's pretty much all I need done. And he was like, oh, and I have some things I need to do. And I thought, like, that's pretty cool. Like, he trusts me in his house. He just met me. Like,
Just to leave you there by yourself in his
yeah.
house?
And so he was like, just clean up. I got some errands to run, and I need to pull out money for you, and then I'll come back. So then I got paranoid, and I'm like, what if he's like videotaping me? And so I started
Like
looking.
you felt like set up?
I started like searching his house, not searching, but every time I clean it, I look around in the bookshelves and the plants. I'm like, what if he's like filming me or something?
Yeah.
And it was to the part where I was vacuuming his bedroom, and I found like porno DVDs. I was like, well, maybe he doesn't know about the internet yet, or like, I don't know if he knows this is all free online.
Right.
But
But
if
if
you
see if you would steal one of his DVDs?
No, I think he wanted to like me to like see like if I was like into that shit. I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know. I don't have like an idea of why he did this, but I thought like he knows. He specifically asked me to clean this room, make sure I clean this room.
Yeah.
And his room was neat. It's because a neat guy.
Yeah.
And they were set out, and I'm like, dude, like they don't look thrown everywhere. They're like stacked there, like kind of fanned out. Then I'm like, dude, I gotta get the fuck out of his house. Like, what if I go to open the door and it doesn't unlock? So I went and like checked the doors. I was like tripping out, man. And then like he had left like treats out for me, and I was
Like you were being punked?
not punked, potentially raped, I guess is where I'm going with this one. I don't know how else to say this. I thought he was going to drug me and rape me.
Wow.
And I'd wake up and he would just be watching these pornos. I literally thought that. And so I was freaking out, but he ends up showing up. He ends up coming in the house and then like watching me clean for a while, which I thought was weird because I was like, hey, I'm not done. He's like, it's cool. I did my errands. And he didn't help. Like he was just sitting there like, so where are you from? And I was like vacuuming and like cleaning stuff. I felt weird, dude.
He's like, if you're hot, you could take your shirt off, if you
You
feel
want some
hot.
sandwiches? He would hit me up from then on out. Hey, man, I got some more work for you. And I'm like, dude, he was grooming me by putting those pornos out. And eventually, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
getting me curious about stuff. I thought, like, he
About
was,
your sexuality?
or his. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how these things are supposed to work.
Well, what kind of
He
outfit?
would text me after that and go, hey, I have more work. And I would go, oh, like, I'm busy this week or something. And he's
Yeah.
like, all right, cool. After like 2 weeks of doing that, he started getting grumpy with me. He was like,
Grumpy.
yeah, like he would write me like, I'm just going to ask someone else to do it if you can't do it. And I'm like, yeah, that's what you should do. I can't fucking do it, dude.
Yeah.
My nipples would get really hard. And then I could feel, like, not on the actual nipple, like underneath them, there was like a ball in there, like on both of them. And I could feel, and they were painful, like they were sore. And I didn't tell anyone about it because I thought it'd be weird. So I just wouldn't tell anyone. But I remember going like, I have fucking cancer, like I have breast cancer.
Yeah.
Which does happen to men, but is super, super rare. I didn't know that. And so I was like, I have fucking cancer in both of them. First, it got to the point where they would get like chapped. Like,
What?
and then so I was like,
Chapped?
they would get like really dry. And like, I was a kid, so I didn't think put lotion on them, so they would like bleed a little bit, like because of the dry. You know the way someone like if you have chapped lips and you don't put on chapstick, they're gonna crack. And I went to the doctor, and I remember telling my doctor, I was like, "Hey, can I talk to you about my parents here?" It was foster parents, and they're like, "Yeah." And then I think they thought I was gonna be like my weenie, like right. That's what all doctors
Or
think.
like child abuse.
Yes, or something like that. And then I was like, "Hey, I didn't ask." I remember telling my doctor, "I have breast cancer." Like.
No.
And then she like kind of like she didn't laugh, but she was like, okay, like you know what I mean, like probably not, but all right. She didn't. I was like, I have breast cancer, and I don't know how to tell my family. Like she was just like, what? And I was like, yeah, like my nipples are bleeding and they're sore and there's these balls in there, and I have breast cancer.
Oh no.
And then she was like, let me see, and she pulled out my shirt and she like felt, and she like kind of not laughed but like smirked a little bit, and she's like, no, this is part of puberty, like. With men, like sometimes there's a gland under there that women also have, which is when men don't develop breasts, right? I mean, obviously things could happen. But she was saying that these, when you go through puberty, they engage. they realize, and I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but for whatever reason, she was saying like they don't actually, nothing happens, and then it goes back to normal, which is why you're feeling that flare up. You don't have.
It's like your mammary gland.
She's like, yeah, it's some sort of gland that flared up, but it was part of puberty. And I was like, what? Like, and I remember, but it drove me crazy for like months where I'm like, fuck, I have like cancer. I fucking know it.
This girl is pregnant and her husband is observing that she's large now because she's holding a child, right?
All right.
Baby, do I look good today? Absolutely, you look good.
But that's not true. Pregnant people look good.
But I'm saying not
that
everybody.
wouldn't be a bullshit though. I think it's a terrible example.
I think that you're talking about what you think.
I don't know any pregnant people.
I don't either. I don't have any children, so.
And I'll get you. So you think that a good example of bullshitting is telling your pregnant wife what?
Because if you say, yeah, babe, you know what? Those pants are getting a little bit like I'm
but
just
she
not,
knows that
I'm not
she's pregnant.
feeling it. No, but that's the thing though. She won't take it the same way.
I think she would.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna differ on that one.
Because I don't think you should lie to her and be like, your pants fit way better than before you were pregnant, because that's a lie. But couldn't you say you look beautiful?
Consider the emotional state of the other person, though. I mean, she's bearing a child. She's obviously way out of her element. She's not in the same body that she was in months prior.
But that wasn't the question. The question.
So what do? Do you say,
compliment?
yeah, you get a little fat there?
No, you don't do that. You don't.
That's
do that.
what I'm saying, though. That's when it's okay to be like, look, yeah, you are bigger, but don't tell them that they're bigger. Just say, you look beautiful.
Think about what you just said. All right, you're bigger. Don't tell them you're bigger. That's literally what you said. My only point is the comment was, you look beautiful. Can't you say you look beautiful? You don't have to say your body is the greatest body you've ever had.
And honestly,
like right now is your greatest body. And I'm not saying to lie, but don't you think a pregnant woman would look beautiful? And then you can say, hey, you look beautiful. I love you.
If I was to be in that situation where I was expecting a child and my lady was changing, that would be a beautiful thing to me. Because my scenario.
So what compliment could you give her that's not bullshitting?
That's not something that I'm prepared to understand just yet. I mean, I'm not there.
I had my first girlfriend at Club Fusion, and we only dated at Club Fusion. You know, like there's a bar. Do you remember that? But it served like pickles and nachos and Powerades and Cokes. So I took her to the bar. I'm like, get what you want, girl. I'm gonna take some hot Cheetos with cheese.
Let me get a round of Powerades. Blue.
So do you remember how loud it was in there, dude? I don't think it's smart to send kids to that loud of a place, dude.
Dude, I remember they used to throw up the music videos. I don't know how they did
had
it.
Music videos. And it was like the music was so loud. I remember it was fun to go next to the speaker because it was so loud.
Yeah.
We were just stupid kids. And so anyways, like I was like,
and then when the fog would hit, everyone
would just.
You remember that shit, dude?
The first ever vapes.
Yeah, dude, that was like OG vapes.
She was like, but it was so loud that I couldn't hear her.
Yeah.
So she was just like, we were dancing and smiling and high fiving, and I'm like, well, I fucking love her. You know when you're like, when you're in middle school, you're like, this is real love,
this
dog.
Is her. I feel it, man.
Nobody knows her like I know her, man. Like I was just like all into her.
At the
end of the night, I was like, all right, like take care. That was like the first time I heard her voice the whole night. She's like, bye, and like took off. And I went home like, God, like the love of my life. I can't wait till next Friday so we could be together again. Yeah. So the next week we're in line, and I'm like, oh yeah, like where is she? I get in the club, she's not there. So I'm doing the thing where I'm waiting to watch the people that are coming in.
Yeah.
And I see her and her sister, and I'm like, what? There's my chick. Like, keep in mind, we've only said like 4 words to each other, bro.
Well, and 3 of them you didn't hear.
Yeah, because it's too fucking loud, dude. And then, so she's waiting, and she gets in, and she doesn't even say hi to me. She just walks right by me, and I'm like, what? Like, I'm just like, and then I'm like, well, fuck her, like, because you're all like dramatic when you're a kid.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, screw her. So I was like, I told my friend Robert, what's up with her? He's like, I don't know, like she's just dancing. It's a club. And so I did the weirdest things, man. I would like stand, like I sat down and just watched her dance. And I'm like, that whore is like dancing with some dude. Like, I loved her. She's cheating on me.
All
like
pissed off.
I haven't had any issues to where like, please stop talking about men in front of me. You know, like
yeah. I don't. Does that happen? Do you think? Do you know of anyone in the gay community that's like, oh my God, if one more person brings up a dude, I'm gonna lose my shit?
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, not the people that we hang around with. I mean, granted, we don't hang around with very many people, much less lesbians. Like, we don't hang out with anybody. But I don't think so. I don't feel like I've ever run into somebody that's like, please just stop talking about the dick. No, like, it's just not.
I bet that happens. Probably not a lot. But I have a weird feeling that there's someone out there just being a little dramatic. Because here's the reason why. People are dramatic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not that weird to think that there's someone out there that's being a little bit dramatic that's also gay. Because there's straight people that are a little bit dramatic. But the issue there is like, you can be something This is another little tip for your uncle. I hope he listens to this whole thing.
I hope so.
You can
He needs
be
subtitles though.
you can be a bad person and be straight. You can be gay and be a bad person. And I think that people are scared sometimes for protected groups to just go like, hey, you're not a good person. Like, because it's assumed that you don't like them for who they are.
Right.
Which maybe it is. And if you are that person, then you are wrong. But being completely honest, I've met at least one person of every race, sexual preference that I didn't like. I've met gay people. I'm like, that guy's stupid. And I met a straight person. I'm like, that guy's stupid. I met a black person that was stupid. I met a white person that was stupid. I met some black people that were awesome. I met some white people that are awesome.
Yeah.
But I genuinely, if I don't like you, it's not going to be because of any preconceived notion. It's going to be because you're just not a nice person.
Right. Legitimate reasons.
And so,
Do you think that racism still exists?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Do you think when you said hell yeah, are you like, did something pop up in your head?
Like music? I don't know.
Music?
Strangely, like.
You think
like,
music's racist?
I think like country music or something. Like it's just kind of emphasizes this weird racial.
Dude, that's
thing.
an interesting topic
It's
because
kinda
you know there's
strange.
black country music artists, right?
Oh yeah.
So are
Yeah,
you
for
saying
sure.
like country in general, or are you talking about someone specific?
I'm talking very generally, like the sound of it, like the sound of country.
Does it irk you?
No, it doesn't irk me, but it makes me think some type of way. Like it feels very like southern or something. Like it has a
Which is-
racial thing. And like hip hop and country, they're like two clashing things. Like kind of.
Well, do you think it's the accent that makes it weird?
Yeah.
What about
that's-
Darius Rucker? Do you think his accent's weird?
He's black, right?
Yes. I wasn't gonna tell you. That's the widest place you can think of. Fucking
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, huh? Fucking Wisconsin. As a white person, you have to understand that there's this huge history. It took me a long time to figure that out because I'm like, what are you talking about? Like the majority of my friends are black. The majority of my friends are Hispanic. You know what I mean? And I had like 2 or 3 white friends my whole life. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, like those friends were cool, but it wasn't what I was drawn to. And so I didn't understand that there was this divide. I just kind of, because I don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And so you have to learn how to like judge when it exists.
Yeah.
I feel that I might be a little bit racist against white people because I find myself more judgy of that typical white kind of thing from Wisconsin, if we're going to use that as a template.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying though, right?
Yeah,
Like I
do
find it a little
get
bit
that.
annoying. I don't click with it right away. I think it's like it's just not me. And so like me admitting that is saying that like, man, I kind of feel that way, you know what I mean? Like I feel awkward hanging out with a bunch of white people.
Yeah, I feel a similar way about black people.
Do you really?
in a way. Yeah. But I know like it comes down to the individual and who they are and what.
Yes, we would never just cap it off, right? That you know what I mean? That's like saying like I ate a bad slice of pizza, so I don't eat pizza.
Yeah, because
Right? Fuck pizza. No, you
Right.
just ate like the wrong pizza. Maybe you want different toppings,
Yeah.
right? And so like you never should put a cap on everything, right?
Right.
But there's a root of that, and I think people, if I had to guess, people are scared to admit that, right? So I think that you're brave for saying what you said. I hope that I'm brave for saying what I said because I don't mean it in a mean way. I have plenty of my family's white, you know what I mean?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
I'm
It's
half white and half black.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
like,
but I sold this old man a car. They came in. It was one of those guys where not a lot of people like to talk to old people. When old people comes in, they're like, oh, like, I don't like you go do it.
You don't want to deal with it. Yeah.
Not me. I liked it because in
Yeah.
my head, I'm like, old people like or probably have better credit, like different things like that. I
Yeah.
found like this really nice car. Spend probably like 2 or 3 hours. It's a long process selling a car, buying a car, however you look at it. So I hung out with him, super cool guy. He traded in a car, and then to get in like a mini SUV is what it is. I don't want to say what it was.
Okay.
So go through the whole process, sell him the car. I'm like, hey, take care, sir. Goodbye. And then so the next day I come in, and I came in at 10 that day. The dealership's been open since 8. And so when I walk in, I look over at the other side of the dealership and I see him. And they're like, hey, Will, your customer's here. Good luck. He goes, hey, I'm waiting for someone to help me out. Like, do you know, can you get someone? And I'm like, well, what's going on? Like, what's going on with your car? And then I started realizing through talking to him, he didn't know who I was.
Oh, what? Yeah. I mean, obviously.
He didn't know me. And so I started catching on to little things. And then I started realizing this guy has like Alzheimer's and he doesn't remember me at all.
Like
He ends up
dementia.
telling me, hey man, I woke up this morning and walked out to get my car. my car wasn't there. This car was here.
Oh.
And the way he figured it out was the license plate on the front had the dealership name on it.
Oh, yeah.
And so he was like, I better drive it back to the dealership. So he drove to the dealership and he was telling him like, hey man, I don't know where my car is, but I need my car back. And I was like, what? And it turns out the car that he traded in was his wife's car who had passed away. And it was like his last memory of her. So I come back the next day and guess who's at the dealership? Same exact thing. It's like 51st dates, dude.
Wow.
From hell. And he told me the same exact story. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, like I can't do this. I went and told him and like, dude, just send him home.
Yeah.
So they had me send this guy home for like a week. And he just kept showing up. Yes, he kept showing up. And I finally told my boss, I'm like, hey man, we got to get this guy his car back. Like this doesn't seem right. It's not legal to sell someone a car who's not of sound mind.
I'll have to report it to somebody.
I said, I'll go take this guy to an attorney. Like I don't care, man. Yeah. Like, this guy's a veteran, man. Like he just needs his car back.
Yeah.
Like I raised hell and I told him, like, dude, I'm gonna help this guy get an attorney. Like you know, what you guys are doing is wrong. Mm-hmm. I knew that I wasn't gonna work there anymore. And so we got his car back, by the way. They ended up not selling at auction because I pretty much told my boss, I'm like, hey, if I'm gonna help him get a lawyer, and I'm also gonna vouch for him because I am of sound mind, and this isn't okay.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, they told the main guy who told the other main guy. Mm-hmm. They end up going to the auction, and the car's still there.
And they got the car back.
They brought the car back, and we unwound it and got it back for him. And I was so happy walking this old guy back to his car.
Man, do you remember dancing a lot?
Yes,
you were like
dance.
popping and locking, and I was like, I'm gonna learn this shit, bro.
But in my dream, Billie Eilish came over. She's like, hey, Will, and I was like, what? Like you're like, fuck, damn. Like now Laura's gonna be all up on this girl in my dream, and Laura's like, what? And she's all excited, and then she goes, hey, I hope it's cool. I brought my dad, like in the dream, and I was like, well, what? And her dad was Jim Carrey in my dream, which is like one of my idols, and I was like, what? Like, and I went to Laura, I'm like, that's why, like, you like her so much, because her dad's Jim Carrey.
Michael Jackson was a weird character, and he was very disliked as a person, I guess, but his music is universal, man. Nowadays, even if anybody would have said Michael Jackson is guilty of all these things, you can erase that if you listen to his music.
To get caught up in one thing and one, like, it's just, I don't understand it, man.
Just people sometimes they just always look at the negative side of things. It's always like it's always a can't, or it's me, or it's something that they're not willing to give it a shot because they're so afraid of failing. I think that's where it's just more deeper than that. I think they're just afraid of like going out there, meeting someone, and then giving them the opportunity to getting to be part of their lives. Mm-hmm. And then how about if it fails? So it's like, it's not necessarily like they don't find no one. I think they're just afraid of finding that person.
So you think it's
I think these stats dude make shit up. Did you ever watch like the NFL and it's like Kevin, like they just say like weird stats like this is the 4th time he's gotten hit 3 times on a first down in the last 27 quarters.
They like start breaking all these like Guinness Book records.
Every time I see that,
the first time in 5 games.
Y'all are bored just reading shit off the teleprompter, man. Someone made that shit up. It's even weirder if you watch Little League sports. But they did post up some weird stats like about the kids, and like his favorite food is Twinkies. Like it's just like on the bottom before they would hit.
Pizza.
And then one of them was like, Steven hasn't seen his dad in 6 years. Like, and she was inviting me to her birthday party. And I think if I had to guess, her parents made her. She handed me an envelope. And I was like, yeah, like, and I was like trying to play it off cool.
Whatever.
I'm like, I might be able to go. I gotta like see what I'm doing. So she ends up sitting down. Right after she handed me the invitation, she said something funny, and I do not know what it was. And it may have been, maybe it wasn't funny. But you know when you're giggly around someone you like? For whatever reason, I busted out laughing, and a giant booger came out of my nose.
No.
And it hit her hand.
No.
And it was still connected to my nose. It was a long...
So you were connected to her hand.
And then it was, yes. And then I was like trying to get it off, and she's like, what the fuck? Like she's all grossed out. And I was like, what? And then everyone saw, and they started laughing at me. And she was like, what the hell?
So that made it better.
And she took her fucking invite back. She's like, you can't go to my party. And took it back. And I was like, no.
People.
Yeah, I think people get upset about silly stuff that makes no sense. Right. It was fun. And if you don't like it, then don't watch the halftime show. Just turn it off. Tell your kids to leave the room. I don't know. I just think it's your job. It's not other people's job. It's like if like parents started calling Showtime and HBO and said, hey, do you guys do you guys mind covering up all the naked scenes?
Right.
They're like, no, this is why we're a paid like
Exactly.
channel. Like if you don't like it, don't watch it.
Right.
But we're not gonna just start catering. I think people nowadays think that like people need to cater.
Yeah.
You notice how even the regular radio stations like that we hear in our cars, they sometimes will play certain cuss words now where they didn't used to.
Right.
I think they're getting to a point where they're like, it's people are caring a little bit less.
Yep.
If there was a girl that was a DJ, would you date a girl DJ?
It's a good question. I know. I'm like, if I date her,
What if her mix is way doper than yours? I fucking love you making better mixes than me. It's
Damn
fucked
it.
up. I don't know any girl DJs. Damn, I didn't think about that tonight.
Dude,
Are there like good-looking girl DJs?
there's some girl DJs that are badass.
Would you date a DJ that was better than you?
Oh my god, probably not.
No,
If she's better than me,
that's
no.
fair. I think I'd feel the same
Either
way.
that, or I'd just make sure I'm gonna beat her. That way, yeah.
All right, I think I figured out your issue here. Damn, bro. Now we got to go to djsmeet.com or something. Is there like a site?
An app for all you single DJs.
What are you doing out here? You're not a DJ.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that clip, click on this link right over here to subscribe to this clip's channel. Or if you want to view the entire conversation, go ahead and click on this link over here to view the entire podcast. Bet you on the next one, guys.